Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to Learning Activity 11. This is our lab where we're going to create a breathing LED. And so we're gonna open our kit up. Make sure you get your kit open. I've got mine open here. So it's just going to be our main kit here. So open the kit up, and there's a couple things that I'm going to need you to pull out. There's going to be this bundle of cables. I want you to get this bundle of cables out, and then I'm going to need you to get this LED pack out, and then I'm going to need you to get the 220 ohm resistors. It's going to be these right here. Oh, let me flip it around. It's going to be these. It's going to say 220 on them, and yeah, get you covered. And that'll just about cover you. The next thing you're going to want to get is you're going to want to get the breadboard here too. You want to pull this out, and that should just about take care of you. And that, of course, in addition to this. But we're going to wire this up. So before we start doing any coding, I'm gonna bring this over here. This might be a little tough to do. We'll see if we can do this here. But what you're gonna do, alright, let's see if I can't wire this up over here and then bring that like that. So I'm gonna actually provide a diagram too, to make this a little easier. What you'll do is we're gonna plug in an LED, plug in a resistor, and then we're gonna plug in a yellow and a black jumper cable. And I will say a couple things, a little word of caution, because I stabbed myself by accident. This set of cables is very tightly wound. I mean, it was so tightly wound, and then I ended up just nicking myself with my knife here with a zip tie. And so just use some scissors to pop it open. It'll be safer that way. Just kind of be careful with that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab out of that bundle. You're going to grab a black wire, and then you're going to grab a yellow wire. Then next you're going to get an LED. Pick one. It can be a green one, it can be a red one, or a blue one, whichever one you think is cool. And then we're going to get one of the transistors here. Resistors, and we're going to connect that in. So let's do a quick pin out. Let me see if I can share this pin out with you. Okay, let's move this out of the way just for a moment, and then let's bring this up here and bring that right there. I think that'll work out pretty good, actually. Let me see if I can make that bigger. Alright, I think that's plenty. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna start out with you've noticed that there's the way this is set up. There's a little kink in the LED, and that kink actually represents a cathode versus an anode. And the anode is this thing here. It's this one that has the one that's not straight. It's got it's kinked up here, and that's a positive. And then the cathode is going to be the negative. And when you look at your LED, you're going to actually get a one that's longer than the other. So the longer one is going to be the positive, and the shorter one is going to be the negative. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect it up on the board. You can kind of see where, if I zoom in on this, it might be a little bit easier. So right there. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. So you see how the shorter one is set up. So I'm going to put the negative cathode, I'm going to put on line 10 right here. I'm going to put it at the offset the way it's got it angled here. And then I'll put that in. And so that's That's the first thing I'm going to do. And so I'll bring that up. Let's see, I wonder, will that be able to see that? Just like that. So just like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to connect the resistor right next to it. We'll pull. So on this, you just take the resistor, and then you just kind of pull it out slowly. You know, and then it'll pop right out. It'll just kind of, you just pull on it and it'll come right off. I've already got one ready to go. So I've got this one. I'm gonna drop it right in just like it shows. So I'm gonna put it right next to that one, right next to the LED, and then just like that. All right. Okay. And so now it should look like that. It should be in good shape. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our yellow wire. We're going to line it right up to where the resistor is. I pinned it out on 5 on the board. It doesn't have to be there, but it just made it easier. So it's right there, and that would. So then now you can see kind of where that's all connected, like right like that on line 5. Okay, and then we're almost ready to go. So then the next one, we're gonna connect up right on line 10 here on the other side. Okay. All right. Okay. So now Okay. So now we're going to be on. So yellow goes to 9, and then black goes to ground. And so on our Arduino, there is a ground connector right here. We're going to connect up to that one, and then on the other side we're going to go to we're going to pin 9 on this side. So you'll find 9, which is going to be right there, and then we'll connect it up. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it in right here on 9, and then I'm going to connect down here on the ground, bottom ground. Okay, so that should just about take care of the hardware piece of it. So we're connected up, we're wired this up, and now we can minimize that and go to actually coding this out. Alright, let's get this. I think we can get away with, we'll do that and then expand it. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and get this coded out, and then we are going to be done. So just like before, star, we're going to do a breathing LED light, and that's our block comment, and then we're going to define LED pin 9, and then this is Arduino power PWM pin connected to the LED. Okay, and then it's going to be define. There we go. And then we'll set up some variables. One int brightness, BRIGHTNESS equal to 0, and then this is going to be how bright the LED is, and then we're going to copy that, and then we're going to set int fade amount, FADE amount equal to 5. And then how many points to fade the LED? How many points to fade LED? Okay, perfect. And okay, so then we're going to go to the setup. We know what this does. So initialize. program. And then, okay. Then we're going to say pin mode. We're going to set the pin mode. Pin mode LED pin output. Okay, so this is declare pin 9, because this is what we connected to. Pin 9 to be an output. Alright, I think that's all we need there. And then we'll do the void loop now. This is main program. And then we're going to say set the brightness of pin 9, and then analog write LED pin brightness, which is that variable from earlier. That takes care of that. And then we're going to set the brightness plus the fade amount, which is going to be brightness. So each time brightness, which is that variable, and then we're going to add to itself equal to brightness plus fade amount. Yeah. And then so that let's put a line comment on. Change the brightness for next loop. So each time it runs through, it's going to change the brightness. And then we're going to do a control. We're going to do a flow control here, a control flow. So then if the brightness is less than equal to 0, we're going to do a conditional, and brightness is equal to 255, then we shall fade amount equal to negative fade amount. Okay. And then that's going to be good. That takes care of the internal if statement. And then we're going to do a wait 30 milliseconds for dimming effect. And we're going to do delay. Delay 30. Okay. All right, that looks good. All right, let's walk through this. So what's happening is after we've coded this, after we've wired it all up, we've created off of our breadboard, we've connected on, we've got some hardware going here connected to our Arduino R4. Now we've got over here on our IDE, we've got our program ready to go. So let's walk through this. So after we've got it all connected, so what we're doing is if we're connected to ground, then the LED is off. When we're connecting to VCC, which is up here, the yellow one, LED will be on. So generating power signal to the anode, the brightness of the LED is changed according to the PWM value. So that's what we're we're doing right here. And then so it varies, that value varies between 0 and 255. That's pretty typical. And so we'll goof around, we'll play with this a little bit to see how bright we can make this thing go. The bigger the PWM value, of course, the brighter it is, right? And so and then the smaller, the darker it is. So if the PWM value is 0, is equivalent to ground, and so what happens is the LED will be off. If the PWM value is 255, it's equivalent to VCC, and then the LED will turn on. So that's what's going on here. Okay. So we need a resistor in between the anode and VCC, And so typically that's just something, a lot of these kits will just for power management. So let's see, is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Okay. Let's run through the code. And one of the things, let me just see here. So this all looks good. Setup looks good. Loop looks good. If brightness, so this is an OR, a logical OR. I think I may have said and by accident earlier. This is actually a logical OR. A logical and in Arduino is a and then a not is a exclamation point. Is pretty common language. So that's an OR. So if brightness is less than 0 or brightness is greater than 255, then execute. So in other words, it's going to jump into resetting this fade amount and then jumping into the delay afterwards. So all right, well, let's just run and see what we got and see if we got any errors that we got to clean up here. So I'm going to compile the code. Okay, looks like it's going, and then I'm going to upload it to the Arduino. And if we did this right, we should get I should see the LED start to, yeah, so there we go. Okay, perfect. So we are, in fact, here, let me, oops. That's what we want. So, yep, there we go. It's working. And that's what we should see. That's exactly what's, and I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but we did quite a bit here. This is a good exercise to test some things out. So make sure that the breadboard works, the jumper cables work, LED works, resistor works. You can switch out the LED and put a red one in there if you want to, or a blue one. There's a yellow one too. They got quite a few, some clear ones. So we can actually play with the like what happens if we like take this and go to you know, the fade amount by more than that. Let's say let's do 20. I don't know what that's going to do, but let's see what it does. Oops, oh, we're getting an error on this side. So I changed the fade amount right here to 20. I recompiled it and now I'm uploading it. So it's going through. Okay, so the fade amount, it's actually going faster. So you can see what it's doing. And yeah. So that's cool. Okay, well, nice. Well, we've got this working. I think we're in a good shape. Good place to stop for the week. Again, what we're doing is we're working our way up to more complicated work. Well, actually, this is a good start. So this tests everything out and gets us going on something simple. But we'll slowly work our way up, and then of course work up to start using. Next week, we're just going to start getting into some of these LEDs and start playing with the TFTs and stuff like that. So, because that's going to lead up to a machine learning project for us here. Okay, so some notes for folks. Make sure you get your assignments in. Additionally, there is another learning reflection paper that is due next week. I went ahead and put that on the schedule. And so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you get that in. That'll be assignment number 2. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out or text or email. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.